But they say don't believe everything you see. Right? Don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everything you hear. Don't believe everything you see. Right? We living in a world right now where optics, imagery is everything. I don't know when it changed like that, but you know, between these apps and I guess all the different cosmetics and accessories everybody got access to. It's like The Sims. You copy a package, you could be anything you want to be. Yeah, the imagery is. I want to say it's like a poison. It's like a disease. Yeah, that's the word, disease. It's like a disease. And of course, you know, for the people that this shit don't hit, you know, you don't agree or you don't fall in these shoes, hey, more power to you. But, you know, I'm speaking about the ones that the imagery, yeah, has taken over like a sickness. And that's majority. Those are the people that believe everything they see. I'm gonna start off with this. Like, one of the first things that come to mind when I thought of this topic for this live imagery was the crafty counsel that they put. Let me turn this shit off. It was the crafty counsel that they put out there that Jesus is white. Jesus Christ is white. That's what first comes to mind to me. That trickery, that bullshit. Then they just kept the lie running, and they just kept the lie running. That's the funny thing about imagery, you know. You got to keep it up. When I first got on social media, I was late to social media, and I still don't consume it like most. I mainly just do business on it. And of course, I do this thing right here. This is just, you know, like journaling. But I mainly do business on social media. Attain information and do business. But when I first got on social media, it was around the time when people, I don't know if people still do this, they would post their dinner. They would post what they ate, what they cooked for the night, or what restaurant they at, or I don't, you know what I mean? They'll show their plate. And I always thought that shit was weird. You know, it'd be some immaculate plate, like motherfucker have a New York strip, you know, some shrimp, baked potato, some veggies. Motherfucker got crab legs, like the whole nine, and you be like, damn, you doing it big, you know, from the outside looking in, you know what I mean? I never thought like that, but I can only imagine that's what the person that's posting it is trying to convey. Or if not, you know, they just that proud of their plate, they dinner. I don't know. I never got on that wave. That's like, to me, it's like, it's in relation to like when the young cats, the young bulls will post their pistols. They post weapons and shit on Instagram or on social media. I always thought that was corny. It's like, what's the message you giving off? What are you trying to say? You a killer? Don't run up on me. You the wrong one. You not the one. What you conveying? I always thought that shit was corny. I don't know if they still do that shit. Post their little 30 clips and switches and shit. Yeah, I think they still do that. I just think it's crazy. If you have one message for the world, what would it be? Keith Cook. Who the fuck is that? In the fire, I heard one message. Yeah, listening is always good. That's like the number one advice, number one rule to communication is listening. Like in alignment with my topic, imagery, listening with your eyes is major. I've always been a very much an observer, you know, to the point where I'm like the fly in the room. Never much been the jester, the clown type, you know, the type that demands attention, no matter what media or propaganda or whatever the stereotype that they put out about foundational black American men. They think that we demand attention or we like attention. Nah, it's a lot of us that don't. Nowhere near. They think because, you know, we get our hair lined up or look nice, smell good, you know what I mean? Confident. They think motherfuckers want to clap, or how I term it. Anybody that know me, I always say, they think we want somebody to rub our belly. I use it in that term because that's how it seems like. That's how it seems like people just be on the surface on some whole fuck shit. Like trying to soothe, pause, you know what I mean? Like trying to butter me up. Like I've never bought anything that I thought was nice, purchased anything that I thought was nice, with the mindset, with the thought of, wait till I show such and such. I can't wait till they see me in this. You know what I mean? That type of shit. Like that's the, to me that's the poison, that's the disease, man. That's the disease. Yeah, imagery is everything, though. Imagery is everything. Don't believe what you see. Don't believe everything you see. You find yourself going down a damn rabbit hole, or, so to speak, like a matrix, like you be on some shit, like thinking that you got to keep up with the Joneses. That's what they used to say back in the, you know what I mean? Keep up with the Joneses type shit. And even before social media, that running narrative has been going. You think of the American dream. When you think of the American dream, they used to portray it like, oh, house, backyard, white picket fence, 2 cars, housewife, boy and a girl, son and a daughter. It's just like whose box, who made this box? Who the fuck determined that? That shit was always funny to me. I grew up sitting in front of the TV with my mother, watching episodes of Martin and New York Undercover. Not at no table, passing the green beans and the chicken. More power to the people that did grow up that way, but I ain't grow up that way. I wasn't comfortable sitting at no fucking table. We had, our TV trays, and we sit and watch TV. Talk about our day, get ready for the day tomorrow. Like, that's reality. At least in my upbringing. Moms ain't had no car. We really ain't need one. In the metro area, we ain't even in the tri-state. We ain't need no car. The transportation system is very, of course, top tier. But one thing I remember, speaking of my childhood, one thing I can remember, we always, me and the homeboys, we always used to compare, our sneaks and our gear and all that shit. Like who got the hottest sneaks, if you got them new J's this year, or you got the new First Down. How many of you remember First Down? You got the new bubble coat, new Mecca joint, whatever. And we all was in the same boat. Like from the outside, like I guess to the rest of the world, because I never knew that. I guess white America and Latinos and shit, because I ain't even grow up with them. I never knew that they were doing the same. Like, I want to say, like wearing Jordans and all that shit, rocking, Gary Payton's, you know what I mean? The jerseys, buying the jerseys, partaking in the whole culture. I never even knew that. Partaking in our culture, I never even knew that shit. But anyway, follow me. What I'm saying is they would look at from outsiders looking at, say, my little area with me and my people, me and my homeboys. You would probably think that my people was well off. Got $150 pair of Jordans on, Jabot jeans, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you look dapper. You look like you got money. But that's imagery. That's false. That's false. Now that I'm older, I realize, like, damn, my people is the number one number one group that fall for that imagery shit. It's different now. I could see, it's different. This time now, it's a lot of people that so-called woke. I mean, like they ain't looking at shit like that. We actually going for true value and truth. Period. We seeing through the bullshit, and that's fire to me. I commend the people that are seeking the truth, speaking the truth, and spreading that, stopping these lies and stopping the the steady narrative, the steady dirt that they've been pushing on my people. But anyway, boom, growing up, we look like we had money, you know what I mean? You look like you got money and shit, but you ain't got nothing. You don't own nothing on the block. You don't own the store. You don't even know the person that owns the store. I mean, they see you come in there every time, you know what I mean? The corner stores, all the Chinese food store, all of them. They play into that whole narrative as well. Like they like that you look like you got money. Meanwhile, from their lens, they like shit. I'm the one with the real money. I'm the one. I got the real value over here. I got the real wealth. You portraying a facade. You putting up an image. You gotta hold up an image. I bust out my pair of Jordans every once in a while. I don't even rock J's no more, man. I say that because it's like, it don't even mean shit no more. See, that's the thing. Like, it wasn't even about no imagery. When you grow up in these neighborhoods, it meant something between the guys, between, our partners, our homeboys. It meant something. Like, I mean, I guess you could still say, that it was still poison. But it meant something. Like, shit, you rocking down the block with a brand new pair, 11s or 4s or whatever, you like, it just meant something. Got a new cut, fresh cut, fade, you know what I mean? Like, it meant something. Now everybody, like, even, like I said, I ain't even know like, when, perfect example, I ain't even know that the world loved Kobe like that. I thought it was just young black boys, young on some real shit. I ain't even know. I thought we was the only ones that was like really following Allen Iverson and Kobe and shit. Cause we don't be knowing nothing about what's going on over there, like but now we got this internet, we can see all this shit. We can see, we can see the little videos of the Mexicans and the white boys saying nigga all day. They say nigga more than we do. Crazy. But in real life, in person, nobody's saying none of that in person. Maybe they doing that between the youngsters. And I would advise the youngsters to check them on that shit. Like, that's total disrespectful. But anyway, boom, don't believe what you see. Don't believe what you see. Like, everybody's consumed in their phone, and they got this handheld TV. You got a handheld TV now, and You know, you getting information so fast that yeah, you just so consumed in everything. Like you getting information almost too fast, man, almost too fast that you can't even take in what you just saw 5 minutes ago. You know, in this microwave era, you know, people don't even, you can't even keep their attention. So imagery is big, you know, imagery is the top market now, like, especially with AI done moved in. People could just, you know, cultivate a whole, whatever's on their mind, they can cultivate that shit and put it out to the world, and boom. They could generate a whole audience, a whole following off of just an image, just a couple images. You could push hate, you know what I mean? You could push your love for shit. Whatever your message is, I like it when it comes to business. I like, you know, I respect AI and all that when it comes to business and social media. But when it's just empty, when it's like it's almost like I don't like vanity. I don't like a vanity driven. I guess yeah. What I mean is I don't really fuck with people that are just all about vanity. Cause it's empty. It don't even hold no purpose. It's like, you know, prima donna is soft. And now here in this day and age, you see that's being pushed more and more, like what you looking like, what you got and all that shit. And it's like, and you don't even really gotta be that. You don't even gotta really be that. As long as you looking like it. And that's like a major setback, man. It's a major setback. As opposed to like people that are like actually pushing for concrete things, like actual motion, actual production. You know, I commend the people that are actually putting motion, putting production in, you know, into the world, actual, you know, tangible things, change and positive things. But majority of people are just blowing hot air. They're just putting out like just air balloons, like it's like a cardboard cutout or a hologram. And they know it. Because once again, with imagery, you got to like keep up that lie. You got to keep going. You got to keep going with that shit. You can't stop. Everything promotes that. Everything promotes that, from your commercials that we grew up watching, you know, that they still show to this day, movies, the shows, you know, all this shit. Like not everybody know things like CGI and, you know, different technologies that they done use. It still didn't you know, make anybody shy away from the shit, and people are consuming even more. People consume that shit even more because they're already a product of the fugazi shit, the fake shit. So you can't even discriminate against it because shit, you a part of it too. But anyway, I'm speaking on this topic, imagery, man, because it's bothering me that narratives are being pushed and live like they actually, have life throughout generations. That, say for example, Black Americans are from the eye, they're being told, the world is being told that we're violent, or what's the main stereotypes? Violent, low IQ, I can't even think of the ones off top. It's just crazy shit, Entertainment, seems like motherfuckers think all black people are your entertainment. Like you're supposed to just be tap dancing for motherfuckers. It's like they see when people see a black person, they think they say I got a do-rag on. White dude automatically got all kind of shit running through his head, like, oh, is he a gangbanger? Is he this? Is he that? And it's like, damn, I can't just be rocking the do-rag just for my hair, like it's purpose. I know that sounds crazy, but shit, that's how minute these motherfuckers are. It's degenerate. I don't like making shit more complex than it has to be. It's very elementary. A racist is not that complex. It's not no intelligent. It's not coming from an intelligent space. People be giving that shit way too much credit, man. Like just because you see the dominant society, dominating, doesn't mean that they did it on the strength of intellect or, integrity, actual hard work or any of that shit. Like it didn't come from that. And see, they did a great job promoting mass imagery, mass false imagery, brainwashing people, making you think that quote, good Christian people, smiles is big. That's a dagger. That's a dead giveaway to me. I don't really respect people that are always smiling like a chessy cat. I don't trust nobody as it is, but a motherfucker like that, I'm normally, I gotta steer clear of this motherfucker. Especially if I gotta do business with him. It's always, a catch-22 like that. Like, I'm like, oh man, a dilemma like that. Like, now I gotta really put my tools in the works, in the action. I don't know weapon type shit, but on some, defense. But smiling is a big, method or tactic that people use to make you seem believe something, make you disarm you, to disarm you, so they can manipulate you. Trump is very good at that. Speaking of somebody that smiles all the time, that's a snake. Yeah, he's very good at that. He's very good at putting out optics to sway, to manipulate people's minds as well. Like, for example, the bullshit that's going on with these, I guess, National Guard troops that he's sending to the cities. That's to appease the people from a distance, in a safe place from a distance. You know, the white folks, the good white folks that are always talking about, what about Chicago, or, you know, black on black crime and all those myths and shit. That's to appease them. That's to satisfy them. But they don't even, little do they know, he don't give a fuck about them either, man. He don't give a fuck about them. That's the big thing about optics. Optics always work on dumb motherfuckers. This is the easiest trick. That's why I don't like that. It's been working for a long time, for decades, with my people, with black Americans. Like, somebody could roll up in a caddy with, you know, looking like they doing the damn thing, and he get respect, and it's like, but this nigga's a drug dealer. This nigga's poisoning the whole fucking community. This nigga, like, I always look at that as weird. Like, how he get more respect than the motherfucker that worked as a janitor. Like, he actually is, you know what I mean? He's actually righteous right here. He's raising his kids. That one ain't even in his kid's life. He just show up with presents and shit. I know it ain't just the black community that's like that, but, you know, I'm speaking from my angle. I never liked that. Like, we're just big on the show. But, you know, I can see that it's different now, but you know, anyway, as far as the bullshit that people are consuming on these apps, on this social media, like, the imagery is really very much a poison, man. It's promoting a lot of hate, it's making a lot of people sick, man. I'm one of them. My algorithm, I hate that my algorithm always has some type of white man or white person or Mexican, somebody disrespecting black people, and then, you know, boom, it tricked my people off they square to either they gotta, you know, bust his head, or like, it's just always some fuck shit like that, like, coming across my algorithm. Yeah, I get my entrepreneurs, you know, stuff on the algorithm as well, you know, different things like that. And I also like watching nature. I like watching nature videos, animals and things. But for some reason, like, I just get a lot of those type of videos, you know, the injustice shit. And I had asked, you know, some white folks about how their algorithm is. Like, what do they see come across their feed? Like, for example, when the Carmelo Anthony thing, that situation with the young brother in Texas, when that was out fresh, I asked somebody, and they didn't even know, they ain't never even heard of it. And it was the biggest thing, and you know what I mean? It's all over. Dateline all over. It's all over, and they ain't never heard of it. And I just always look at that as weird. Like, oh, like, okay. I would like to sit down with the motherfuckers that control the algorithm. Like, so you mean to tell me y'all still doing that bullshit on these apps? TikTok is notorious for that shit. They'll shadow ban all the black creators. And they speaking truth, putting out videos of truth and history and things. And then you got these degenerate motherfuckers that are just, you know, they might as well just rock a whole hood on a whole clan hood on their videos and shit. And they won't get banned at all. They won't get banned at all. And that's across all these apps, not just TikTok. But it's like, damn. So you sitting up here poisoning a certain group, conditioning them to see these things over and over, even if they ain't out in it, or even, you know, a key player in whatever situations or whatever, you know, they're not in the streets or what have you. Like, it causes harm to everyone that sees this shit, man. Slowly but surely, you know, it just deteriorates, you know, chips away. It chips away at a person's mental, at people's mental, seeing this shit over and over. So with that said, back to what Trump is doing, sending troops out trying to appease, you know, the good white folks that always talk about black on black crime and shit like that. They want to see the troops. They rejoicing in seeing military go rough up, you know, stop and frisk black folks just walking down the street, just harassing black folks. But little do they know, that ain't really happening. Yeah, that ain't really happening. It's supposed to put fear in my people's minds as well. Just like the shit that they see on their feed. It's supposed to put fear, you know, always seeing racism come across your feed. It's supposed to put fear, you know, have you paranoid, have you exhausted, drained, you know what I mean? A lot of us don't let it get to us too tough. I could say it gets to me. It gets to me because I'm passionate on ending this. I would love to see this whole system be scrapped before I get off this earth. This whole white supremacy bullshit. I had posted a couple years ago. I was like, when you realize how it really is, that shit'll blow your mind. Like, every angle of my life is controlled by another motherfucker that don't even look like me. Like, I always look at that as crazy. I always thought that is crazy. I also posted a few years ago, I said something about the same motherfuckers that I was in class with. I'm going back to elementary, playing kickball with and shit. They're the CEOs. Like, we work for them. We're still under them. Fast forward even to my generation, 80s babies, 90s kids, you know what I mean? Like, ain't nothing changed. Like, we might have more millionaires. I think I seen something like that today. We got more millionaires, but we still under. We don't run the corporations. We still on the level of trying to boycott motherfuckers. We gotta hit them like that instead of putting that same energy into just, hey, let's just build our own. Like with this crap with the NFL the sports thing, I always look at it like, I don't understand why we can't just walk, why black people just don't walk away from their bullshit. Like if we don't, if all the black players literally stop, don't go play for them motherfuckers, just pocket they bread, get they, it's like, how many more millions do you need, my nigga? Like you get your 100 million. Boom, next season, let's get up out of there. Lead them to their vices, lead them to their hate. Yeah, it'll probably incite some violence and shit like that, but that's already happening. But yeah, anyway, yeah. But I'm very passionate about ending this damn, white supremacy thing. This system they call white supremacy, ain't nothing supreme about them. That's the crazy part. See, that's imagery. Everything is imagery. Speaking of that, now that I'm older, I'm able to verbalize things that I've always thought. I could put it in words now. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's always been like a facade that when you little, you thinking, like, for example, a house that you probably went to when you was little, you thought that shit was big as hell. And then when you get older and you see that go to that same house, you realize that shit is a shotgun house. It wasn't even that big. You know what I mean? So I see a lot of things like that. One thing, like I can say in relation to what I'm saying is like how white folks put things, or how the dominant society portray things, put things out in the media. Like they make it seem, not even just in the media, just everyday white folks, like in your neighborhood, go to the grocery store or whatever the fuck, like I said, the smiling, knowing damn well, you don't give a fuck about me or my people. As a man, I don't care if you don't give a fuck about me. But when I see that you don't give a fuck about my mother or my sisters, the women in my family, yeah, that's a problem, man. That's always been a major problem to me. Once I realized that, I was like, wow, like my grandma, everybody, they dealt with this type of shit. They dealt with this type of shit. Like, what? They dealt with this type of shit their whole life. Like, man, you go uptown, all that's where the honkies is. Like, what? The fuck? And they don't like us. Like, why they don't like you? Cause we black. Like, what? I could see if we like this, something like burnt that. Like I don't, I just don't get it. But anyway. The imagery right now that they portray is like there's no racism. We're not our ancestors. We wasn't no slave owners. We don't, all that type of shit. And it's like, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it because you ain't doing nothing to stop the bullshit though. Like unless it hits close to home. Like, for example, that Carmelo Anthony shit. That shit hit they home, hit them on their doorstep, you see what I mean? They gotta face it. It's like, nah, man, like you was teaching your sons, whether directly or indirectly, you was teaching them how to hate. No matter what kind of image y'all was trying to portray, God-fearing and, football family and all this bullshit. Like, I don't believe you. You see through that bullshit. And it's showing now. Things is coming to a head. Like the imagery is not, it can only uphold, you can only uphold the image, that false imagery, that bullshit for so long. Imagery does not have no foundation. It doesn't have no, you know what I mean? It's not strong. Like you could just tell. It doesn't have no integrity, so it definitely don't have no structure, no strong foundation. But yeah, that's what I see a lot. I've noticed that, and I'm like, it really hit me. It really hit me that a person can look like something, or even, throw out little buzzwords, they can learn the jargon, the lingo, and have a whole, following, have a whole bunch of people just basically brainwashed in the, condition, thinking that, like, for example, when you see a police, you're thinking that this person is just, right? You're thinking that this person is for the people, or, he's going to actually uphold the law and, practice the law, and he doesn't do none of that. It's not. I could say I was born into a fucking world where I never thought the police actually did that. And that's sad. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of black men, black women, black children that can say the same thing. We never looked at a police and was like, oh, that's a good cop. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what's up? And like, yeah, we might know different ones that are in our family or what have you. But you know what I mean? When we see the blue-eyed, blonde-haired motherfucker, like, you already know that this nigga is like anti. Yeah, that's not okay, man. We grow up coloring in the coloring books, fucking police, color the police blue with the blue hat and all that, and then as you get older, you realize in that same police that you drawing and shit, this nigga actually hates you. He wants to lock you up. He wants to kill you. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. Like if we was able to reverse our reverse our lives, like on some Benjamin Button type shit, like go back to when we was younger, based off of what you know now, and they showed you some flashcards back to when you was little using flashcards and shit, and you see different pictures, it'll be like, a therapy session. You have so much PTSD just from seeing little pictures of police, this crazy shit, man. Imagery, man. Like it. That's how they get us first. That's how they get you first with the pictures, man. Menace to society, seeing Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. I seen that when I was like 8 years old, 7 years old. Like, as I got older and in the streets, it becomes like your favorite movie. And it's like, why is that my fucking favorite movie? Like, I like the realness of it. I like the, you know what I mean? Like, it's reality. At the same time, it's like, why am I gravitating towards shit like that? Why am I being conditioned for shit like that? Yeah, it's very much a poison, man, seeing different seeing different things and, having a trigger, being triggered by it, being triggered by shit. Now, I don't want nobody to think that just when I say talk about the white folks, having their little imagery issues, or putting out the bullshit. It ain't on no hate shit. It ain't on no hate shit, because they have their own problems as well. That's exactly how we learn about this bullshit, because they dominate every activity of the society. So it's like we had no choice but to consume, different things. Like the Cosby Show only came out because motherfuckers wanted to portray a black family, a black wholesome family, not knowing that that wasn't even how black families was back then. Not like that. Not like that. That ain't true. That wasn't the average black family like that. A doctor, a mom, a teacher, and shit. Fuck no. But it was a good imagery. It was nice imagery. It worked. I grew up watching Full House and shit, and I used to be like, damn, like that's crazy how they live. I always wondered like how they live. I thought it was pretty cool. Shows like that, Full House, what like I don't know if that was supposed to put in our heads like, oh, we doing better than you, or what have you. I didn't look at it like on no envy shit. I looked at it like, man, that must be nice. Like that looks dope. They got the big ass living room upstairs. You know what I mean? Like I want that for my people. I was looking at that type of shit like that when I was little. Like, man, I want that for my mother. I want that for my family. But I ain't trying to ramble on this anymore. But imagery is major. Don't believe everything you see. Most times it's just that. It stops right there at that picture. It stops right there at that picture. It don't even go past that image. What you see on the news, what have you. It don't even go past that. But there are times, of course, that it does go past that. Like you gotta, read between the lines. It goes way deeper. That I do advise you, and I do advise you to, tap into, because that's normally things that need to be assessed, like the injustices. Like I said, my timeline, I see a bunch of, injustice shit. Racism this, racism that. And I knew that it was going on. I can say before social media, when we was younger, yeah, we wasn't talking about racism all day. We wasn't even fucking talking about racism all day. We playing football with the white boys and shit. Basketball and all that. Like, nobody ever said nigger. Nobody ever did none of that. Like the imagery right now is promoting a lot of shit that it's only gonna turn, it's only gonna turn out bad, I already know they want a race war. I already know people really want a race war. They want to see carnage. They want to see bloodshed and shit. They They want people to just get out in the street and bang. That's exactly how they want it. But yeah, that shit is promoting a lot of hate. It's promoting false confidence too, false courage. Like you inciting a lot of hate with the imagery that's put out right now. Everybody want to be a rapper. Everybody want to be some type of gangbanger. And they ain't really that. They not even really that. The world is sick right now, man. The world is sick. You can't even hold a genuine conversation with people because they're really just trying to uphold their image that they, have. As opposed to shedding all the accessory and the extras and actually just tapping into their true self. Like, yeah, we dealing with a lot of just mannequin shit, fake ass shit, man. It's wild. It's wild. I steer clear from it. If anybody that know me, yeah, I steer clear from it. I preserve myself. I let the Most High preserve me from it on some real shit. I didn't chew that shit when I was younger either. I didn't partake in none of that shit when I was younger. I had a short fuse when I was younger, but if I could not be around it, yeah, I stayed away from fuck shit, clowns, and motherfuckers that blow hot air and all that. Like, I just looked at it like, oh, okay, it stops right there. The gimmick is up. Like, you was just wolfing. You ain't really that. Because it's really designed to get me off my square. It's really designed to destroy me, kill, steal, and destroy me. You already dead. You already dead, You battling yourself. You can't even look in the mirror. You battling yourself. I ain't worrying about you. Why you worrying about me? Like, ask yourself that. Like, why the fuck is image bigger than truth? Why, you know what I mean? Why is the optics bigger than the actual truth, man? Like, that's crazy. White supremacy got it all fucked up, man. They got shit all fucked up, man. Like, you see a motherfucker with a big house, he got like 3 boats, 4 cars, and all that shit, and you're supposed to automatically believe that, oh, that's what go down the line. You've got a whole bullet point checklist, like, oh, this person is what, positive, successful, this and that, and it's like, man, it'd be far from that. It'd be far from that. And then they don't stop there. They also put the lingo to it, put the lingo to it. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ as my Savior, and all that. Like, it's like, stop it, man. It's actions, man. I don't really care about the optics. I don't really care about none of that shit. I don't care about your Jeep truck. I don't care about, your big ass fucking rims, your chain. None of that shit. I don't care about none of it. Where you went on vacation in Dubai, I don't care about none of it. It should matter to you and only you and your people, you and your family or whoever, your friends that you shared that moment with. But now we living in a society where it only matters. It only matters if you can show it to others. And you coming from a whole spiteful spirit as well. Like it's like trying to shit on others as well. It's like where I'm from, in my mind, that was always looked at as, oh, I guess you want your shit took. I guess you want to be a target. That's how I always looked at shit like that. Like people showing off things. It's like, man, what does that do for you? Because if you wasn't able to show it off to anybody, I guess it's empty. It's priceless. It doesn't even hold no weight for you. Doesn't satisfy you. You dead already. Like I said, you dead. You already defeated. You could tell when you see somebody with true confidence. With true confidence, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not worrying, they're not looking left or right, head cocked like a chicken and shit. That's all you see as well nowadays. Like motherfuckers really wanna. It's like women, dudes is like women. They want you to, cater to their ego and shit, soothe their whole personality and ego and shit. And it's like weird to me, man. It's like I don't give a fuck about none of that, man. I don't even converse with nobody like that. So, but I see it though. I see it. It's like corny. The sports is like that now. You hit 1 or 2 threes, now all of a sudden you a shooter. Like, no, you're not, man. You're not like that. You do a couple crossovers, now all of a sudden you trying to put yourself in the boat of you got handles, you a Kyrie. Like, it's imagery. It's false shit. People need to stop that, man. It's a poison. Speaking of basketball, I remember growing up, we used to see cats walk on the court with the whole, like when you see a cat walk on the court with the whole, I guess, Chicago Bulls kit. So they got the Jordan jersey, Jordans on, then got a headband or a wristband or some shit. Everybody used to think that nigga's trash. He gonna be ass on the court. Hey, we gonna fuck up his new J's. And now that shit is everywhere. Cats walk in the gym with brand new whatever. Everybody got the cliche, the typical. Everybody got the same shit on, and it's like they do the same step back, same everything. Nobody's really just telling the truth. Like, man, you ass, you trash, man. Like, I don't give a fuck about you shooting from half court. Nobody taking it to the hole no more, none of that. It'd be the whole squad, the whole gym be like that, 5-on-5. Every once in a while you had some cat that go against all that. And you could tell he was raised up around my generation. We playing Oak to 35, fuck 21. Dunk tips. All day. T-shirt looked like a V-neck because we sweating all day. Basketball shorts underneath the jeans. Really that. Like it wasn't no talking. That's what goes with the imagery as well. Like it comes with the gift of bullshitting. I had a live talking about that a while ago. The funny thing about bullshitters, they demand an audience. Attention, demand attention. But yeah, that's the main thing about imagery, It's It's to spark your emotions. You see it, and it's supposed to trigger. Supposed to trigger something in your psyche and your emotions. Supposed to get you all emotional. And it's working. I could see that it's working. It's got people so tight right now. Motherfuckers don't even read, don't even go into do no research or nothing. Like, it's just straight up. I'm gonna just go with the surface. I'm gonna go with what I see. There's a whole generation of motherfuckers like that right now that are just straight degenerate. I hate seeing young cats saying nigger and being racist and shit. I hate seeing the younger people doing that. That's wild to me. They have a whole Kobe jersey on, a fade, and a pair of Jordans, but as soon as they get angry, they call a black person a nigger. Like, that's wild to me. That hurts my soul. Those are the ones, their parents and their grandparents. I blame it on the grandparents, the ones that are, they kick back on their porch. They kick back on their fucking porch, just watching it all play out because they on their way out. Like, yeah, that's who I blame. They don't even give a fuck. They like, I'm on my way out. I'm gonna leave it to you. And before they tap out, they teaching their young ones different bullshit. Knowing damn well they got a mixed grandbaby or whatever. They gotta act like they accept it. When they see their grandchild, they gotta act like they accept it and shit. Knowing damn well they don't accept it. They still perpetually hating, pushing that perpetual hate towards my people. It's just disgusting. Anyway, I'm tired of the fakeness, the fakeness, conveying false narratives, the stereotypes. Like, where does that come from, man? Like, why? Obviously, it comes from inferiority. It comes from insecure. You must hate yourself. I just watched a movie called Deacons of Defense. I don't know if anybody's seen that. It was pretty cool. It's pretty low budget or whatever, bland, but at the same time, it's a true story down in Mississippi in the 30s, in the 60s. Matter of fact, in the 60s. Started off in the 30s, but in the 60s. And there was a part that stuck out in the movie. A pastor is just walking down the street in the neighborhood, and this is during Jim Crow. So when back in the day, when black folks would see when black folks would see white folks on the sidewalk, they would have to, you can't look them in the face. You would have to hold your head down, or yes sir, shit like that. Meanwhile, they spitting on people, they spitting on black folks, and going to the store, lady going to the store and trying to buy a hat or whatever the fuck. They looking at you like, don't touch that unless you want to buy it. Like, ugliness. Like, I'm like, damn, man, that shit is crazy. That imagery alone made me want to strap up and go knock somebody's shit back. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't like watching movies like that. The Help, all that. I hate watching movies like that. I like watching it, but I know it's like 1% of what really happened. It's watered the fuck down. But just me watching that watered down shit, it makes me, yeah, I see motherfuckers in real life and I'm like, man, let you try any of that shit, man, I'm leaving you here. Lord forgive me. That's exactly what I'll say. Lord, I'll sit right there. Lord forgive me. That'll be the last time. Because I ain't doing no white man prison time. I'm going to knock his shit back and then I'm getting the fuck off this earth. All my people know that about me. X marks the spot. I don't run into none of that shit on the daily. I don't run into, I've never had, last time I had somebody call me a nigga, I was working at Burger King when I was 15 years old. And he was the supervisor. He called me a nigga while I was doing the dishes. Yeah, he said, something, get back here and do the dishes, nigga. Yeah, I hauled off fucking liable to about break this man's face. Got fired, walked home crying because now he done took away my little chips, my little check, you know what I'm saying? Which only went to what? Sneakers, a haircut, and food and shit. Help out my grandma. But it just bothered me. I'm like, man, damn well I'll break your shit, I'll break your face, man. And he knew it. See what I mean? Like, they be like fucking your whole shit up, man. Knocking you off your square. Just to even coexist in that type of environment, I think is very, very sickening, man. Very sickening. I'm big on that whole segregation shit. I don't even know why it ever. Yeah, you got your twos and fews, white people that are, I guess, somewhat cool or whatever. But how cool are you if you ain't willing to, face your own people that hate, that are pushing hate and shit. That's the way I've always looked at that. Like it doesn't. I can't really trust you all the way because it's like, yeah, man, like you just like hip hop, you like, you like our swag, you like, my style, you know what I mean? You like shit like that. I'm just a fetish. You like our food, my mother's cooking and shit like that, my grandma's recipes and as you can see now, fast forward to these days, like they making TikTok videos and shit like as if it's their recipe, their family recipes, knowing damn well it came from my people. And there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time it is, because when it comes down to it, we don't own nothing. We don't own none of it. Like it wipes out the history. That's why it's important to actually teach the youth the history of things, just so, you know what I mean, the legacies, things can live on. Like the truth can be passed on instead of these lies, because that's another thing as far as imagery. Like that's all it's about, is to erase things, to brainwash you into thinking that this ain't happened. As you can see, he taking shit out of the museum. I went to that museum when I was little, Smithsonian. I don't remember seeing anything as far as black history or anything like that. I don't remember none of it. It was a school trip. But that's the whole motive on that, to erase a people, and the people that he's trying to erase is my people, and I just think that's very foul, man. That's foul. But another thing as far as imagery, as far as optics, they not like their ancestors either. We much stronger than our ancestors based on the information, our technology and shit that we got. Them, the oppressors, They're more of trying to just look. They just look the part. Motherfuckers like what they try to uphold shit like Vikings and barbaric shit, or they do their little comb over shit with the axes and the overall. That's just what I picture, nowadays, and it's like, but you still pussy though. You ain't like your ancestors. You just got a million guns with a million bullets and won't bust a grape. You know what I'm saying? Like you wanna shoot me off of. You called me a nigga and I'm ready to break your face and you go get your gun. You prizing guns and shit. Like, that's corny as hell. You a gun enthusiast and shit. Like, you go to trade shows and all that and talk about guns all day. I've never prized a gun. That's degenerate. That's corny. You gonna die by that same motherfucking gun. Somebody shoot you with your own shit. All cause you pussy. You ain't doing it right. You ain't doing your ancestors will be embarrassed by the way you hating, the way you pushing this oppression shit. Like, y'all dropping the ball. As you can see, you eating your own tail now. That's how they didn't foresee this for y'all though. They did all that bullshit in the past just so y'all can get to this era where y'all got a pillow, y'all got this cushion, y'all got too comfortable. Y'all got way too fucking comfortable. Now y'all imagery, y'all optics, the image that y'all portraying is fading away, man. That shit is fading the fuck away. Yup, that shit is going away. That's why you see homeboy underwater. He trying anything and everything. Whatever he seen in them files in his first term, yeah, he doing anything and everything. Why? Cause he seen the real truth. Obama knew who the real Israel was too. Yeah, Obama knew who the fuck the real Israel was too. He just couldn't do nothing. That was a big imagery play on us as well. Let's put a black man in there. We wasn't even talking about that whole delineation shit back then either. We was just hyped up seeing a black man in there. This nigga smoked squoze, you know what I'm saying? I think he was smoking cigarettes and shit. But yeah, they know, man. They already know. Just like how I started this live off saying, the first thing that come to my mind when I thought of this is, damn, why would they put out a white Jesus, knowing damn well it don't say nothing about pale skin or fair hair or none of that shit. Like, your skin is not like bronze. You don't even burn up. Like, your skin don't look like that even when you burn up. Your hair is not like wool. Yeah, crafty counsel imagery is a big part of crafty counsel, man. And it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. For anybody that's listening to me, that hears this live shit, man, my mind be, I just freestyle the shit. I just freestyle my lives. It's pretty much like a journal for me. And I wanted to speak on imagery because it's something that was on my heart as far as a people, me seeing people being poisoned, people being actually sick and not even knowing that they're sick, just from things they see. That's from things they see, and I can see that nowadays with these apps, Instagram and Facebook and all that. It's like people just be living in a whole fake ass, a whole world that they done cultivated just from their news feed, just from their feed. Even if you still do go outside, like shit, you gonna run into somebody that's gonna talk to you about what the fuck is on their feed. They gonna show you what's on their feed. I could say personally, me, I get exhausted from seeing the bullshit come across my feed of the injustices still happening to my people, foundational Black Americans. I hate seeing that shit, man. I hate seeing that shit. But at the same time, it's like, it actually is confirmation. It's confirmation. Like, you know what I mean? I hate seeing it, but it's like, I gotta see it so I don't be out like a duck. So I don't, because I'm already knowing that it's like that out there. I already know that it's like that out here, Even if nobody busts a move on me, because they normally do it they know the right ones to do it to. Nor am I walking around inciting violence or disrespecting anybody, but yeah, people like to do it on the right ones. And I ain't on no type of time like I wish a motherfucker would or none of that shit. Hell no. I will defend myself though. Lord forgive me. But that imagery shit is no joke. Be careful going down whatever rabbit hole you go down on this internet shit. Don't believe everything you see.